We're live at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field in Lexington, Massachusetts, and we're finally back with some Lexington High School football. Today, the Minutemen have possibly their most daunting task of the season as they take on the Reading Rockets.
Reading, a very highly ranked team this year. Good to be back here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. Austin, it's good to be back. We were supposed to be here tomorrow, but that was definitely going to get washed out, so we decided to do the game today. And we will be starting the game off with Lexington receiving the ball from the Reading Rockets. I believe Reading won the toss and offered to defer. Slight return. Oh, stays on his feet. Is number 9. Manages to get a huge gain after contact there. That's John Matherin.
Well, he's been their kick returner for the season, their kick and punt returner, but we haven't really seen him get any big returns until now, obviously.
Yeah, able to strip that tackle there and keep his feet churning and really able to get a huge amount of yards, probably I'd say about 30 extra yards after that play, able to break that tackle. Brings Lexington up to their first possession on their own on the Reading 44. Let's see if they can make anything out of this drive. Really good starting position for him. Snap, pass over the top. Nice catch. Nice pass and throw. Short pass over the middle to Jack Mazeral.
Okay, well, it's only one play, but that's a great start to the game for Lexington. I mean, you can see that the team is clearly fired up right now. I think that good return got them going, and now they're not going to try to take their foot off the gas.
Absolutely. Against a tough opponent like Reading, you really can't. Running play. Zamad Hanberry with the ball carry. Looking for a big day from him today, as per the usual. Ten minutes, 55 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Scoreless so far. Two men lined up in the backfield. Nelson Stephen. Here comes the snap. Number 26, Joseph Suh.
He's one of those guys who we haven't seen a lot from this season. I bet part of it would have to be relating to his injury against Lynn Classical, but when he's healthy, he is a unit. He's tough to bring down, and he's fast for a guy as big as he is.
He's absolutely kind of been their east to west kind of back. He's been the one that's been able to run around the outside and make a huge amount of space somehow between those east to west kind of runs, where we see Ahmad Hanberry being the gap runner, being the person who's running straight up the middle. Only Hanberry in the backfield, 3 men lined up outside. Hanberry with a breakaway run, and it is a clear shot to the end zone. Found the gap and took it all the way home was Ahmad Hanberry.
What a start to the game for Lexington. They knew they were going to have to get off to a good start going up against an undefeated opponent, top 10 in the state, and they did just that. That was almost perfect. I can't think of a single bad play on that drive.
That was a very textbook drive. That was impressive. Let's hope Lexington can keep this momentum on defense, and who knows, if they can really stop a huge opponent like Reading, an undefeated opponent, be their first loss of the season, that'd be a huge win for Lexington. We'll see how the Lexington defense can hold up against the Rockets offense.
I got to say, if there's any area where they've improved on tremendously over the course of the season, it's been the defense. You know, against Lynn Classical and Chelmsford, they gave up 30-plus points in both of those games. But after that, the next week against Winchester, they only gave up 7 of Winchester's 13 points. They followed that up by only giving up 14 against Arlington. So they definitely want to pick up right where they left off today.
Absolutely. And those are just out of the home games that we've seen. Those, I got to say, over the course of this year, the Lexington Minutemen have shown great improvement on both sides of the ball, obviously. I think offensively they were able to put up numbers. It's just that now their defense is able to support that offense and keep their other team off the board.
Yeah, that was the exact way Coach Wilson described me. The way he compared the team now and the team at the beginning of the season, he said it was night and day. So
I'd have to agree with him. This team has shown a lot of improvement and a lot of heart, too. This team is clearly a team that wants to play together and wants to win together, too. There's the kick. Short kick for Lexington. Recovered about the 25 of Reading. Wrapped up around the 30, but breaks the tackle. Able to find space. Way too much space. And he might just go all the way, and he does, returning it for a full touchdown. That was at least an 80-yard run back. That was quite the run back by Reading, showing that this is not going to be an easy game, Lexington. You may have scored early, but we're going to score next.
Yeah, they showed right there why they're an undefeated team. It took them one play to get right back into this game.
I don't know if you can even call that a play. That was mostly just the return of the kick. One broken tackle led into potentially 7 points here. Oh, the direct snap turning into 8. What a interesting play with a quick shovel pass directly to the running back on the side there.
Yeah, that might have been the most unique formation I've ever seen. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback line up with just the center in front of him.
5 wide on either side. That was really weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of why they got it, is Lexington had no idea what to do in that formation.
It was a very odd way an odd formation to try and defend. I didn't really know what kind of play they were showing there, and clearly neither did Lexington. All right, and we were just out there for a return, and we're going to be right back for a return. Now Lexington going to be receiving the ball. Here is the kick. Deep kick for Reading, putting Lexington all the way back in their own 5-yard line. Wrapped up and taken down right around their own 15. Not as good a starting position as they had last drive, but Lexington going to look to make the best out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if they keep playing the way they looked on that last drive, it doesn't matter where they start. They could go 99 yards, and it wouldn't matter to them.
Absolutely. They were driving the ball up the field well. Let's see how Reading's defense does with a little bit more space to use. Mott Hanbury finds the gap and breaks the tackle, stays on his feet, keeps running, makes his way to the edge of the line, right around the 50-yard line. What a run by Ahmad Hanbury.
Well, that's one of the things we talk about is Ahmad's ability to gain yards after contact. That was going to be maybe 2 or 3 yards right there, but he slipped through 2 tackles, and he ended up getting about 35 yards.
That is just an absolutely huge amount of effort coming out of there by Ahmad Hanbury. Just the amount of physical strength that you need to be able to kind of push 2 people off you and keep those legs moving is impressive. And we've seen him do it time and time again this year. Really just impressive play by Ahmad Hanbury, proving why he's our number 1 back. Nelson Stephen with the ball carry. Towing the line, able to get some yards. Making it to about the Reading 25.
getting a timeout here from Reading?
I believe that was a timeout by Reading.
It doesn't surprise me. Lexington has gotten off to an unbelievably great start.
They are looking like they don't really care about what the record is going into this game. They're looking like this is a 0-0 start of the season. We're here to win. They don't really care who they're going up against. They're just going to give it the best shot and play their best game like they truly are.
And I remember we were just a second ago talking about how they didn't start off with great field position, and we were going to have to see how that would affect their drive, but it didn't do anything in 2 plays.
I was about to say, here we are exactly where we were at the start of the last drive in about 2 plays. Yeah, you're absolutely right. As the Lexington Minutemen retake the field. Really just an impressive showing by the offense thus far. Nine minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Hanberry staying on his feet, but wrapped up in the backfield. For a loss of about a yard. First real stop by the Reading defense there. Here comes the line. Nelson Stephen with the snap. Looking downfield. Makes a pass. Is that going to be complete? Incomplete. That's Pierce Cartier. Unable to hold on to the ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, that would have been a tough catch to make. Would have been nice for Lexington, but you can't catch all of those. So now this is their first challenge of the game. It's 3rd and 11 here, so that's pretty long. But we've seen them get some big plays, and we know that they're capable of doing it.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be shocked if we see some kind of trick play coming out of Lexington here, trying to draw the defense close and maybe hit them with a pass over the top. We'll see what they come up with. 2 wide receivers lined up on either side. Ahmad Herrenberry in the backfield. A man in motion. Here comes the snap. Looking downfield is Steven. Ball tipped off, almost intercepted. Reading's defense all over it.
Yeah, Lexington was lucky there, because when that ball gets tipped up into the air, that is anybody's ball, and there are usually a lot of defenders in the area. So more often than not, that leads to an interception, but thankfully for them, nobody was there. It looks like they're going to go for it here. We've seen a lot of this year.
Yeah, I can't say as though I blame them. It's the very start of the game. You still got plenty of time afterwards if you don't happen to make this. And you have confidence in your defense that they can make a stop. Your defense didn't even really get to touch the field. All right, here come the boys. And the snap. Mendez Stevens. Shovel play. Not going to be able to make the yards.
Well, that was a very interesting play call on 4th and 11.
Turned into a bit of a shovel run that didn't amount to the full amount of yards, but it will end up giving the Rockets the ball on their own 20-yard line, so at least they won't be getting great field positioning out of this.
Yeah, so the Reading quarterback is James Murphy, and when I talked to Coach Wilson about him, he had nothing but good things to say. I mean, he's the quarterback of an undefeated team who is top 10 in the state. I feel like we've said that a lot so far, but he's the leader of this team, so obviously he has to be good, and Coach Wilson told me he's probably going to go D1.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see that with the way he's kind of running this game right now, running this offense. Good pass over the top. Dark cloud rolling in over Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field.
It just got very dark in like a second.
Very quickly. Lexington trying to move up on pressure. Able to release the ball before pressure got to him. Ahmad Hanbury making the tackle. And Matherin. John Matherin making the initial contact. But enough for the first down for the Reading Rockets. Passing play, looking downfield, plenty of time, and he gets it with a clean pass. Flag down on the field, though.
So based on where that flag was thrown, it was thrown away from the ball. I would bet this is going to be some sort of interference. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the offense or the defense. I saw the ref pointing in the direction of the defense, though.
And it looks like the head ref just went over to Reading's side to infer what he wants to do about it. Holding on the defense, penalty is declined. It'll be a first down for Reading. So Reading able to keep that gain, then some. 6:45 remaining here in the first quarter here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. Reading marching their way up the field right now. Looking across the field, making a swift pass. As James Murphy is proving why his coach is confident, and our coach is both confident that he'll be going D1 next year. His passes have looked crisp all game.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Coach Wilson told me is he puts the ball exactly where he wants it to be. And his offensive line, too, they give him as much time as he needs to do that.
Yeah, I haven't seen much pressure getting in from the Lexington side, which is usually where our defense shines. We usually are really good on pass pressure, on pass rush. Another pass looking downfield, plenty of time, breaks the pocket, but gets contact. Receiver started running the ball before he had it in his hands. That is Patrick DeRusso. Reading lining up again. Ooh, high snap led into a fumble. Pressure by Lexington. Wrapped up and brought down in the backfield. Huge play by Lexington. It was very well that they were able to capitalize off that high snap.
Yeah, we've seen this situation multiple times where there's a fumble and there's a broken play, and Lexington is so good at knowing what to do in those situations. That was, I believe, Mario Capone who was the first one to bring him down, but he wasn't the only guy. There were probably 3 other Lexington defenders in the area. It just shows how good they are in those situations.
Lexington incredibly strong in the scramble. 5 minutes remaining. Here's the snap. Looking downfield, more pressure on the quarterback. Wrapped up and brought down, fumble ball. Who's it going to be recovered by? Looks like it's going to be recovered by Reading. That is another huge play by Lexington. They're really not going down. They're going down fighting this time.
Yeah, I know. Just a minute ago, we talked about how good the Reading offensive line is, and that was one of the things that Coach Wilson told me. Is that if they want to beat this offense, then they have to get pressure on the quarterback, and they just did that for 2 plays in a row for a net loss of 13 yards.
Huge plays here coming out from Lexington. Looking downfield again. Oh, no. Yeah, it's going to get called every time. You can't be wrapped up on him like that. That's pass interference on the defense, if I had to guess. And that's a huge, huge misplay by Lexington, because that's going to be a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that's a killer, but it was pass interference. He wasn't looking back. You can't be all over the guy if you're not going to look back. So, yeah, that's an easy call for these officials.
Yeah, they're going to call that every time, unfortunately. That is a tough break for Lexington. And if you're on Lexington, that's not something that you can really let get in your head. You have to, it was a mistake, but it's as much as you can really do. You just got to adapt and try again. It's going to be 4th and 7 now. No fresh set of downs. Because it was a 15-yard penalty, was not able to get a fresh set of downs. Lexington's bench trying to get riled up. Show some support for the defense. Looking downfield. Dropped it. No good. Lexington coming out with a huge stop on 4th down.
Well, you said it a second ago. They can't let that penalty get to their head, and they didn't do that, and they got the stop.
Huge momentum swing there for Lexington. Not even allowing Reading to get a single point on the board. Now able to bring it down, hopefully bring it down the field and take lead right back in this game. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with how Lexington is playing against a very strong team.
Yeah, it might only be the first quarter, but this is definitely not the start anybody thought they would get off to. So they got to keep up this momentum, though.
Yeah, they cannot let their foot off the gas for a second. You're absolutely right, Austin. Austin Stephen with a snap. One man in motion. Maud Hanbury finding a gap. Flag in the backfield. Something tells me this might be walking back. It might be holding on the offense.
Yeah, that's usually what it is on run plays like that.
In the backfield especially. Holding. Yep, hold on the offense. Going to be going back another, is that a 5 or 10-yard penalty?
That's a good question.
I believe that's a 5-yarder.
Looks like they're going back a full 10.
I could be wrong. Could be a 10-yard penalty.
Call is holding. First down.
Yep, that's a full 20. So that is a 1st and 20. Lexington has to be careful. They're dangerously close to their own goal line here. Looking downfield. What a grab! An incredible snag there by number 10, Pierce Cattier, with a pass interference flag down on the play as well.
That was unbelievable.
That was quite the catch.
Now we got to see what the flag is. You would think it's pass interference on Reading, which Lexington should decline.
I would think so. Ref's taking the time to discuss this over with the coach.
Yeah, based on where they're pointing, I think it is on Reading.
Oh, so that is a penalty that will be enforced from the spot of the foul, I believe.
Are they bringing them back? Was this on Lexington?
No, yeah, I think they were just walking that. I think the ref was walking the ball the wrong way by accident.
What's going on here? The refs need to
figure
out what's going on.
I think what happened here is the call was pass interference. It was a 15-yard penalty, and Lexington may have accepted the penalty in order to be 1st and 5 because we were at 1st and 20 instead of being at 2nd and 2 because I don't think that pass was enough for a 1st down. I think it may have been just short.
Okay, they are declining the penalty. That's what the ref just said. So it's 2nd down and about 1 right here.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense now.
That was a very confusing process, but it's good that we got it all worked out in the end.
Certainly. So it'll be 2nd and 1 with 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 8-7, Red Rockets lead the Minutemen. Nelson Steven with a snap. Quick pass over to Joseph Suh. Brought down before the line, I believe.
Joseph Saw brought down by J.D. Sullivan.
All right, here we are, coming down to 3 minutes remaining here. Third and 1 on the Lexington 23. Was that enough? I'm not sure if that'll be enough. I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
So with another attempt to try and cross that line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it. Well, now we're going to get a stoppage of play.
They're going to bring the chains out, I believe, to measure it. Yep, they're going to bring out the chains. They're going to measure it.
Yeah, initially, it didn't look like he had enough, but maybe the spot says different.
It looks like a little bit of a generous placement there by the ref. This might be enough. Inches short. It'll be 4th and inches for the Lexington Minutemen.
4th down in inches. 2:11 left on the clock. Lexington Minutemen 7.
Looks like the Lexington Minutemen might even be going for it. Or they're going to call a timeout to make that decision.
Timeout Lexington.
Yeah, we know they like to go for it, but it's a tougher decision here because you're much further on your own side of the field. But we saw them have the confidence to go for it on 4th and 11, and now this is much, much shorter than that. So it wouldn't surprise me if they do that.
I wouldn't be shocked to see if they do that at all. Just because, I mean, like you said, yeah, 4th and 11 and 4th and inches. We were able to get the inches on the last play for sure. It is a little bit more risky considering that you're on your own 28-yard line. Defense has made a stop already, but you just got to feel extra confident that they could do the same within 30 yards or less than that. And who knows? Maybe Lexington is just that confident in their defense.
It took them a long time. It took Lexington a long time to break the huddle, so much so that the ref had to come over and tell them to get out, and because they had to run a play.
Looks like it is going to be Ahmad Hanbury in the backfield. Nelson Steven taking the snap. Ahmad Hanbury takes it. Absolutely got it. And that's a clean first down for Lexington, proving that, you know what, they're going to go for it right in your face, no matter what distance that might be.
Yeah, well, he didn't get a lot of yards there, but that wasn't really the point of that play.
All you needed was inches.
Yeah, that's just some power football that they played there, and he had to get every inch of that. You saw him at the end of the play extending his arm across that line, but it worked.
Great effort there by Ahmad Hanbury to make it through. Looking deep downfield. Pierce Cartier. A little deep for him. Couple steps behind that. Well defended as well.
It doesn't surprise me that they're going back in his direction after that catch he had earlier on the drive, where
incredible catch.
he got up and over that defender. He got through a pass interference. I mean, that's talent that you don't find everywhere.
Exactly. Nelson Steven with the snap. Ooh, lineman for Reading able to get a hand on that ball. Number 6, J.P. Sullivan, able to get a knock on that ball. Dangerous there for Lexington. 3rd and 10 with 1:20 remaining here in the first quarter.
So it's another 3rd and long situation. So I think here you got to throw the ball. I know last time on 4th and 11 they tried to do some sort of reverse play, and that did not work at all. So I think you got to put some trust in Nelson, put some trust in the receivers, and let it fly.
And if you're on the O-line, you need to give your quarterback as much time as possible in order to get that ball in the air. Nelson Steven trying to hold on to it. Not able to get much there. Looking for a gap, but not able to find one. Maybe about a yard there, if anything.
Nelson made their step and brought down by Brendan Limar. 4th down.
And the kicking team will take the field.
And I think based on what happened the last time Lexington had a special teams play, they probably had a long talk with this punt team to not allow anything big here.
Have to keep an eye on every block, make sure everything is well communicated amongst the defense. High snap for the kick. Fair catch. Taking it about, see, you can't make contact with him after he calls fair catch. The refs will call that all the time.
Yeah, that was Alex Exposito for Lexington who made that contact. I mean, I don't really think he was trying to tackle him, but you just got to be smarter than that. I mean, he probably knew that when a guy calls for a fair catch, you can't hit him. So you got to be a little bit more disciplined.
You can't. It's not even that you can't hit him; it's you can't touch him. As soon as you touch him, the refs are going to call that. Unless it's an unavoidable contact, they're going to call that. And yeah, it's just a penalty that is avoidable that Lexington needs to avoid in the future. All right, let's see what this Reading offense can do now that they're on the field. Lexington defense able to keep them off from the end zone once before. Let's see if they can do it again. Finding a gap, but getting wrapped up. That is the captain, number 21, Kobe Goodchild, being brought down by Thomas Egan. Four, three, two, one, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. Rockets up 8, Minutemen 7. Close game here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. We'll be right back. Back here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. We're getting started with our second quarter. The Reading Rockets currently lead the Lexington Minutemen 8-7. Close game so far. Reading taking the ball up at the Lexington 33-yard line. 2nd and 4. Passing play over the top. That was number 4, Ryan Strout, making the completion there. James Murphy really showing a lot of confidence in the pocket. Able to step up and make those big passes. Bringing up a first down here. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. It's going to be encroachment on the defense. Somebody got caught walking over the line or making a flinch.
Well, Coach Wilson told me that to be able to beat Reading, they're going to have to limit the amount of gifts they give to them. And that right there, it wasn't a super big one, but that's still a gift. And they got to be able to control how often they do things like that, because you can't give this team any more help.
Exactly, because they certainly don't need it as they walk into the end zone there. Again, number 4, Ryan Strout. Again, with this interesting lineup on the goal line. Again, and it works out for them. This is such a strange setup that they have.
I mean, yeah, that looked like the exact same play that they ran too. Just the quarterback takes it and does a little like underhand toss to his running back. That was 21 Colby Goodchild, and it worked last time and it worked this time. And
Yeah,
now they have a 2-possession lead.
That's a huge 2-point conversion too. You're exactly right. It turned what could have been a 1-possession game into a solidly 2-possession game. Now Lexington really needs to be applying this pressure on offense if they want to stay in this game. Lexington lining up to receive. Here comes the kick. Reese Scarborough taking the run back.
Taken out of bounds by Jack Doherty. First down for Lexington.
The Lexington offense is retaking the field now.
Now, I think this offense, they have no reason to be discouraged. I mean, the last drive didn't really go their way, but that first drive was one of their best drives all season. They marched right down the field and they found the end zone. So they just have to be looking to replicate that, and this should be a really good game.
Absolutely. Ahmad Hanbury with a carry. Getting taken down in the backfield for about a loss of 1 yard.
Ahmad Hanbury with the carry. Second down.
Actually, no loss in the play. It'll be a pure no gain. Lexington leaving the huddle. Nelson Steven calling something out to his O-line. Sees something he doesn't like. And a snap. Joseph So with the ball carry. Able to keep his legs up and churning. Moving a little bit, but I'm not sure how the refs are calling the play dead off of no forward progress, but that looked more like a rugby scrum.
Yeah, that was... I'm amazed that the refs didn't blow that play dead.
that absolutely looked like a rugby scrum.
That was the most amount of players I've ever seen in a pile trying to push a guy forwards or backwards.
Well, able to get up another 3 yards off that. Able to gain something. Bringing up 3rd and 6. Nelson Steven looking downfield. Pass complete. Jack Mazerall. Fourth down. It'll be 4th and 2nd, shy of the first down. And it looks like the kicking team will retake the field.
Yeah, I don't hate that decision there. I think the Reading offense is on fire right now, and the last thing you want to do is risk giving them good field position.
Yeah, I agree. As much as, you know, we've seen them be able to make these kind of 4th and short completions and make those kind of plays, I think it's just a safer option with Reading being as hot as they are right now to put them as far back from you as possible. Oh, but they faked it to Ahmad Hanbury, but unfortunately not able to get it across the line. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Well, you could see some of the Lexington players talking to each other before that snap, and it's always interesting when you bring in your running back in a punt formation. So Reading must have seen something because they were very prepared for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Reading sniffed it out immediately. They saw that Ahmad Hanbury was still on the field, and they weren't going to let us get away with something like that. I like the idea, but Reading just able to execute on defense and not let us get away with it. All right, Reading will take it from the Lexington 35. Pressure on the quarterback, looking downfield. Able to make a completion. Brought down along the 5-yard line.
Reception by Alex Napoli. First down Reading.
Catch by Alex DiNapoli. It'll be a 1st and goal for Reading on the 7-yard line. 8 minutes remaining here in the first half, with Reading also receiving the ball at the start of the second. James Murphy pass over the side. It looks like they made it in.
Touchdown Jesse Doherty.
Yep, touchdown Jesse Doherty, number 10.
Yeah, well, Murphy knew exactly where he was going on that play. It did not take him long at all to throw the ball. And when you have a quarterback who is a Division I prospect and a receiver who's 6'4", you can pretty much guarantee that that play will work.
Yep, if you put the ball anywhere, they're probably going to get it if you can put it up in the airspace high enough for it. And that's another 2-point conversion. I don't know what it is with this Reading goal line setup, but nobody's been able to figure it out today.
I mean, it's been the exact same play 3 times, and I mean, Lexington obviously still doesn't know what to do in that formation, and maybe they just think that Reading is going to keep changing the play up, but they don't, because it's been, again, the same thing, and it's worked all 3 times.
So that'll be 24-7. Reading Red Rockets leading the Lexington Minutemen.
I know there's still a bit of time left in the half, but I think for Lexington it's absolutely crucial that they get at least some points and they hold Reading to no more points in this half, because they do not get the ball to start. Reading gets it. And when a team receives the kick to start the second half and they're leading, that is plenty of momentum. And against an undefeated team, that's not the kind of momentum you want to be giving them.
Yeah, this is going to be this is a tall order if Lexington keeps allowing them to score like this. Here comes the kick from Reading. That was Justin Yates. No, excuse me. That was John Matherin on the ball carrier for the return.
Yeah, he almost snatched that ball right away from Reese Scarborough. They were both in the area, and Scarborough looks like he wanted to take it, but Matherin took it instead. And I think no matter who took that kick, it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
There was a sea of white coming right at him.
Yeah.
They had 4 or 5 defenders right up on that. Nelson Steven waiting for the snap. Gets it and holds on to it. Able to gain a couple yards there before called dead.
Nelson Mendez Steffen brought down by J.P. Sullivan.
All right, 7 minutes remaining. Clock running down now for Lexington. Lexington lining up. Flag down on the play.
Or is it a timeout?
I believe it was a timeout called by Lexington right before the snap. Lexington's offense is retaking the field now. Lining up, Nelson Steven trying to talk to something to his wide receivers. And the snap. Oh no, just a completely blown up play there. Mateo Gentile, unfortunately, got pushed back into Ahmad Hanbury. Defensive line just kind of blew up the offensive line there.
Okay, so for the third straight drive, Lexington is in a 3rd or 4th and long situation. In this case, it's 3rd. Now, I think this time they got to try throwing it. They've tried to do 2 sort of run plays in the past 2 drives, and it didn't work either time. I think just trust Nelson. He's your starting quarterback for a reason. You got to let him throw it at some point.
Absolutely, and it looks like Reading is also just putting as many men up front. Look at that. They have 7. That's going to be a false start, or encroachment by the defense, excuse me.
Offsides Reading.
So that'll be a nice little bailout there for Lexington, a 5-yard bailout. Third and 5 now for Lexington. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the half. Again, Reading with 6 or 7 men up front. Immediately trying to put pressure on Stevens. Nobody downfield.
Incomplete. 4th down. 5 yards.
That's 4th and 5 for Lexington. As the kicking team looks to be taking the field. Yeah, I don't blame them on that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if they actually do punt it this time.
I think you have to here. With
Yeah.
only 5 minutes remaining, they're going to get the ball at the start of the second half anyways. You just kind of have to kick this off, hope your defense can keep them from putting points on the board and get your team back on the field with good enough time. Here comes the kick. No motion on that ball for the kick. Fair catch called. Lexington not making the mistake of accidentally touching the receiver this time. All right, looks like they're going to be marked on their own 48-yard line.
All right, this Lexington defense desperately needs a stop.
Absolutely.
They're already down by 3 scores, but you cannot go into halftime down by 24 points and expect to have a realistic chance.
Of getting back into this game. You're absolutely right. Looking downfield. Able to gain some space here. Taken down.
Well, that was a screen pass. The whole design of that play was to fake out the defenders and make them think it was a deep pass play, and they did just that. He had all the receivers run down the field, and it left nobody covering the running back, and all the linemen were right there to block for him, and they got a huge gain out of that.
Absolutely. That was just a textbook. He had somebody right in front of him blocking for him as well. Just great play, great receiving, great drawn-up play. High snap. Gain of about 5 yards there. Just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Ball on the 18-yard line. Pass over the top. Completed. Ooh. Touchdown called. That was quite the stiff arm.
Whoa.
Yeah, we caught quite the stiff arm on camera up here. That was quite the shot. Able to keep Lexington from even making any contact.
I mean, Lexington, they like to play with only one safety back deep, so hold on here. Let's watch this.
Able to make the stop, looks like. Lexington adapting to Reading's odd goal line setup.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying. Lexington, when they're on defense.
Oh, they did get it. He must have cleared the plane.
Giving it to them?
Yep.
Yeah. But when they're on defense, they like to play with only one safety back deep. They don't play with a lot of defensive backs, and they like to play man-to-man. So whenever a receiver on the offense gets a catch, there's usually just one guy who has a realistic chance at bringing him down. And in that situation, it was Thomas Egan, and we know how that went for him.
Unfortunately, the Reading receiver really able to use his height advantage on Egan there and just keep him from even making contact with that huge stiff arm that we saw. All right. Lexington will receive the ball probably with somewhere around 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Let's hope they can get some points on the board before they go into the second half. Reading lining up for the kick. And there's the kick. Oh, able to break a tackle. That's number 26, Joseph Suh, able to barrel his way through one of the tackles there.
Okay, that might be the spark Lexington needed. You could hear their guys on the sideline. They're fired up. They're ready to go. They have good field position. Take advantage of it. Get some points.
Yeah, it's time. They absolutely need to. Let's see. Lexington lining up with one man in the backfield. And now and outside. Snap from Stevens, holding on to it. Sniffed out immediately by the Lexington or by the Reading.
You know, I'd like to see Lexington take a few more shots down the field in this game. They took one earlier to Pierce Caddier, and he got it. He got up and over that defender. And Reading, like Lexington, Reading isn't playing with a lot of defensive backs. So if one of Lexington's receivers can break away from his defender, he should be wide open for an easy touchdown.
Yeah, let's see if Mendez Stevens, I don't know if he's been having enough time. Lexington defense has been able to get up on him and give him a lot of pressure up front. Lexington showing a lot of defensive pressure, just not really giving him enough time for his receivers to find that opening. Nice completion. Oh, incomplete. Never mind. Excuse me. Incomplete there to Pierce Cartier. Going to bring up 3rd and 8 with just under 3 minutes remaining here. Another 3rd and long. See how Lexington's able to adapt. A lot of motion in the backfield. Interception by Reading. Are they going to call that an incomplete? I believe they're going to call that incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like it hit the ground.
Yeah, it looks like the ball may have bounced off the ground into the Reading defender, but that is a close shave there for Lexington. Kicking unit coming back onto the field. Comes the kick for Lexington. No fair catch called. Still running with it. Wrapped up around the 45-yard line for Reading.
All right, so for Lexington's defense, their goal is the exact same as it was on the last drive. Just get a stop. Like,
Yeah.
it might only be the first half, but another score here by Reading could put this game away.
Yeah, going in with another score as they're going to get the ball to start the second half, that would not be a good look here for Lexington. Two minutes, 41 seconds remaining here for the first half. Quick pass over the top.
Flag is down. Back near the line of scrimmage, there was a flag thrown. And I'm interested to see what this is, because I don't think there was enough time for there to be a holding on the offense. Guess not.
Well, I guess there was just enough time. So that'll be a walk back, repeat first down, 10-yard penalty.
Okay, that could be what this defense needs. It's first and 20 now, so that makes their job a lot easier, but you still got to stay focused.
Downfield. Pressure on the quarterback, wrapped up and taken down in the backfield. Number 2, Mark Gainey. Huge play on defense there.
Yeah, Mark Gainey, that might be one of the most interesting sequences ever. One play, he's punting the ball to the other team, and then a few plays later, he's sacking that team's quarterback. I mean, I don't think you ever see that, but if it works, it works.
A very diverse skill set. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half of this game. Wrapped up immediately. You're going to hear that hit from the top of the office up here.
Okay, now if you're Lexington, I know they haven't really done this before, but they got to get some defenders back. This is 3rd and a mile here. You can't let anything big happen.
Yeah, this is a huge distance. It's 3rd and 40 right now. You cannot let them convert off this. Here comes the snap. Looking deep downfield. Incomplete pass, number 4 for Reading. Ryan Strout, he already has a touchdown on the day.
And the fact that that was an incomplete pass is helpful for Lexington because it means they don't have to call what I believe would be their last time out. So they get to hold on to it, and because of how far back Reading's going to be punting this ball from, they should be able to get at least decent field position out of this punt.
And imagine if they block it, it's going to even potentially be a safety if they block it in the end zone.
Yeah, we saw that against Arlington. You called it before the play. It would be amazing if you went 2 for 2.
High snap. Leading into a short kick, getting up to a lot of free speed there for Reese Scarborough. Coming back out is the Lexington offense.
Okay, that was the kind of punt they needed. They're about 25 yards away, so...
Minute 02 left on the clock.
Yeah, so if they do this right, they should be able to... If they get a touchdown and if they do it right, they should be able to give the ball back to Reading with not enough time to do anything. That would be ideal for Lexington right now.
Yeah, only 1:02 left on the clock. Just try and make these last 27 yards last that full 1 minute if you can. Nelson Steven with the carrot. Handed it over to Ahmad Hanbury. Taken down out of bounds. Oh, nope. Looks like he was not out of bounds. He got taken out right outside. The clock is still running. Lexington going into the huddle still. Quickly out of it, though. 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Nelson Steven trying to hurry up the offense a little bit. Looking downfield. Pass complete to number 2. That's Russell Liepert.
And he got out of bounds. That's the important part.
28 seconds remaining on the clock. 2nd and 8. Actually, it looks like they're going to give him the first down off that, so it'll be first down for Lexington. Not goal yet. They have one more potential chance for a first down. Ball on their own 17-yard line. Snap. Nelson Steven looking downfield. Number 10. Catch complete. What a catch by Pierce Cattier. Very well covered by the defense, but the height difference there, making it so Steven could throw that ball up right where only Cattier could get it.
Yeah, we saw him go to Cattier earlier in this game, and he did exactly what he did on that play there. He got up and over the defender. The ball was put right where it needed to be.
It was right in Pierce Cattier's hands.
Yeah, I mean, then like you said, it was great coverage by the defender, but you just can't do anything about his height.
Kick is good. So it'll be 14-32. 20 seconds left on the clock. I wouldn't be shocked if Reading comes out and just runs out the clock.
Minutemen 14. Reading Rockets 32 with 22 seconds left in the third quarter.
All right, Lexington lining up now to kick it away. Big thing for Lexington here is to not let them get any sort of play on this ball.
Is this Nelson kicking the ball?
It looks like it.
They're not going for an onside kick, are they?
Yep. Put it down, right on the ground. 21 seconds remaining. Squib. I wouldn't be shocked to see if Reading just comes out here and puts a knee to the ground. Brings us into the end of the quarter, end of the half. They'll be getting the ball at the start of the second half, and they still have a solid lead going into it. 32-14, the current score. The Reading Rockets lead the Lexington Minutemen. Reading picking up the ball for the 45-yard line. Going to be first down. 21 seconds left to do anything. Looks like they may go for a play here. And Lexington's defense brought across the line. Gonna be walking it up another 5 yards. Encroachment on the defense is the call.
Now this just gives Reading even more reason to try for something.
Yeah, they may try one play down the field here, just to try for the end zone. Why not?
Yep, Reading's taking a timeout. It's clear they want to get at least something.
They're definitely trying for something here. 15 seconds remaining. Maybe trying to get into field goal range.
Timeout Reading. 15 seconds left on the clock.
Reading getting ready to take the field again. All right, here they come. Reading looking to snap. Looking deep is the quarterback. Pressure on him immediately. Good block. Looking deep. Keem Maxwell able to get the hand on that ball.
Yeah, what was good about that play is he broke that pass up without committing a pass interference. Because if he had done that, which is not easy, it can be easy sometimes to commit a penalty in that situation, even when you're not trying to do it.
High pressure situations like that, absolutely. But that would have been huge because it would have put Reading on the 1 yard line.
And now there's 5 seconds left. I mean, Reading has a great quarterback who can throw a good deep ball. Maybe
Yes.
they're just going to try to send one to the end zone and hope for the best.
Seems like that's exactly what they're doing, but huge pressure on the quarterback immediately from Lexington. No dice. Lexington take down the quarterback, but it looks like there's going to be a couple of flags down on the play. Might be unnecessary roughness. Might be a roughing the passer call.
That would definitely not surprise me.
Let's see what the call is. Okay, it was a personal foul on the offense, so that'll be assessed on the kickoff at the start of the second half. But that'll bring us to the end of the first half here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. The Lexington Rockets leading 32 over the Lexington Minutemen's 14. We'll be back.
Forget to pick up your Minutemen swag and gear. The winning 50 ticket will be drawn sometime during halftime, so go down there and get it.
Listen, this one here, because you know what? She always
We're back at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field in Lexington for the start of the second half between the Lexington Minutemen and the Reading Rockets. We should be back underway in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like they added a little bit more time on the clock on us without without letting us know. But we may end up just, after the team gets warmed up, they might just hop right on the field. But I gotta say, so far, Lexington hasn't looked bad. They haven't. This is a very tough team that they're going up against, and they have been trying to keep up on defense, and they have been able to thus far. 32-14, current score.
Yeah, I think that had to have been one of their main focuses during halftime is how do they stop this Reading offense, because they definitely did not do that in the first half. 32 points in one half is cause for concern. So if they can figure out how to stop the offense and then their offense does their part, then this should be a good game, but it's going to take a lot of work at this point to get back into it.
It's definitely a tall order.
50-50 raffle today, so you're welcome to wager amongst yourselves in the stands. Sorry about that.
Gonna get started in another minute here. Reading will be receiving the ball to start the second half. Unable to get points on the board at the end of the first. Now, if you're Lexington's defense, you really need to figure out how to stop this passing game, and the way you do that is get pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it's never easy when you're going up against as good a quarterback as James Murphy. I mean, he's probably the best quarterback Lexington will have to play all season. So it's difficult, but they know what they have to do. They know that getting pressure is one of the key things, because there were instances in this game where they brought a lot of pressure on Murphy, and he didn't know what to do, and they brought him down for a huge loss.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't even mind seeing them rush 7, kind of playing a deep zone on the backfield even. Trying to show some more offensive pushes towards the quarterback for Reading.
The two teams are getting lined up. If you remember, at the end of the first half, Reading committed a 15-yard penalty, which is going to be enforced on this kickoff here. So instead of kicking off from their own 40, Lexington is going to kick this ball off from Reading's 45-yard line.
This is going to be a very short field for Reading. Going to immediately drop into the end zone for a touchback. Reading is going to line up somewhere around their own 20-yard line. Actually, right on their own 20-yard line.
That will start off the third quarter. Reading's ball on the 20. First and 10.
Here we go. Lexington lining up on defense. 2 men in the backfield for Reading, 1 man in motion. Running play. Wrapped up quickly by Lexington. In the backfield, too, for a loss of yards.
Good job brought down by Gabe.
Number 11, Gabriel Aguirre on the tackle there. Loss of a yard for Reading. Pass over the top. Nice move there by Reading too, able to create space between him and the defenders. Keep that play alive. Enough for a first down for Reading. Fresh set of downs for Reading. Ooh, that's going to be a easy encroachment call there for the refs. Lex got caught jumping across the line, trying to get anticipation for the play, but getting drawn across the line.
Yeah, and that's not the first time we've seen Lexington make that type of penalty. And, I mean, it's not surprising. They really got to try to do everything they can to stop as good of an offense as Reading is, but you got to be a little bit more careful.
I believe that may have been just enough for the first down. Yep, just enough for the first there on that run.
Ryan Stroud, that's the first down.
10 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. Running play from Reading. Able to gain about 8 yards there. Colby Goodchild, the captain. Really been able to show his running prowess on the game today. Nine minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Two minutes. Second down to 5. One man in the motion in the backfield. Gonna pass to him for a loss of yards.
That was a great read by Reese Scarborough. I know whenever we talk about him, it's usually about his offensive game, but he knows what he's doing on the defensive side of things. He read that play perfectly, and he got to him and brought him down for no gain.
Something to point out here also that James Murphy, the star quarterback of Reading, is only a junior. So he'll be with the team again next year if everything should go well for him. So this is somebody that you, as Lexington, are wanting to get a good look at and get a good read on. But what a ball, what a pass over the top to number 5. That is Aiden Beckenhouse. That was an impressive throw by James Murphy.
I know we've talked about this all game long, but that play right there really shows how good of a quarterback he is. He threw that ball right where it needed to be. He just got it over the Lexington defender, and after that, Beckenhuis was gone.
Man in motion. 2 men wide open on the far outside for the easy 2-point conversion there. That'll make the score 40 for the Reading Rockets to the 14 of the Lexington Minutemen. 8:43 remaining here in the third quarter. Huge lead for Reading. Window of opportunity here for Lexington starting to close.
Yeah, I think their offense, they need to focus on scoring here. And then the defense, I mean, there's clearly a lot that's not going their way in this game. Whoever the defensive coach is, he needs to have a long talk with the defense and figure out what they can do to slow down this Reading offense in any way.
They haven't really been able to get much in the ways of pressure along for the quarterback, which is unfortunate. Because the times that we have seen him under pressure, he has thrown the ball away, and defense have been able to make big plays on that. But unfortunately, hasn't been making that many mistakes since. Here comes the kick for Reading. Oh, touched the ball. Was that recovered by Reading?
It looked like it was. There were a bunch of Reading players in the area.
Yep, recovered by Reading. That is devastating for Lexington.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You can't make mistakes. You can't gift this Reading team, but they just made a terrible one right there.
That is potentially going to be very, very costly for Lexington. That is huge field positioning for Reading now, right after they had just gone in. That is a tough break for Lexington.
Yeah, now their defense, who is already, they're plenty tired right now, and now they have to be thrown back onto the field much earlier than they expected. Yeah,
they were
this
just
is
on the field for a whole 80-yard drive.
Yeah, this is going to be tough.
Yeah. Lexington showing them a lot of men on the line, though. Only 3 men covering deep. Running play. Quarterback with the keep. Oh, excuse me, that was number 4, Ryan Strout.
Taken down by Mario Capone Jr.
I'm not. Yep, looks like there's a flag in the play. Pushing the back by the offense. Going to be walking this back a bit. I believe that's a 10-yarder. Yep, so that'll make it now 1st and 20 on the Lexington 36. 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Two men lining up in the backfield for Reading. Reading now keeping the ball on the ground, seeming like they want to just waste as much clock as they possibly can. Bringing up 2nd and 18 here. Gain of 2 on that run. Here comes the snap. High snap for Reading. Another running play. Finding space outside. Able to keeps himself inbounds so the clock stays running.
John Matherin taken down.
Reading is running this offense exactly how they should be right now. They're doing the types of plays that worked for them, and they're taking time off the clock. Now, at first glance, there's about 7 minutes left in the quarter. At first glance, that might still seem like there's plenty of time left in the game, but when you realize that Lexington is down by 26 and it's probably about to become more here, then you realize that's not that much time.
Another high snap for Reading. Trick play coming around. A little bit of a flea flicker there. Ryan Strout making the pass over the top to number 8, Patrick DeRoos. And Patrick DeRoss. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. This clock remaining running. Like Reading really playing this out just the way they need to. Just let the clock run. Again, another high snap. Able to find a little bit of a gap as the runner for Reading.
Number 21, Colby Goodchild, tripped up by Joseph Stock.
This drive for Reading is chewing up just so much clock, just really just making it all the more difficult on Lexington to get anywhere back in this game. 5 minutes 45 left on the 3rd quarter now. Was he able to get enough yardage for the first down there? Reading able to get a first down right before the goal line here. And it looks like they will get it.
Good child taken down by Mario Capone Jr. First down and goal.
1st and goal. Clock is still running.
Well, based on what we've seen from Reading in the past few plays, I think we can expect some powerhouse football here. If I were Lexington, I'd prepare for the run. I would still have your best defensive backs out to cover the receivers in case they decide to do a pass play. But really stack a lot of guys up on the line.
And like you called it, just outside to the corner and pass. An absolute laser coming in from James Murphy right over to Ryan Strout. This is his second or third for the day. Ryan Strout looking absolutely dominant with James taking the help. James Murphy. It seems like they are pulling the offense off the field to just kick it now. Going with for the first time this game, going for a normal point after play. Odd now that they have the lead, they choose now to go for the 1 point instead of the 2. Lexington jumping across the line again early.
Offsides, Lexington.
Half the distance to the goal on this, I believe. And the kick after is good. No good. It must have curved outside the pylon from, I couldn't see that from up here.
No extra point.
That'll make the score 46 for the Reading Rockets, 14 for the Lexington Minutemen. 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Tall mountain to climb here for Lexington.
Yeah, a very tall mountain. I would like to see them throw the ball more on offense, because throughout the whole game they've started off with run plays, and more often than not, it's led to a turnover or a punt. I think they need to change it up, and they got to do it quickly, because they're down by a ton of points, and that clock is just going to continue to run.
And the clock is only going to continue to get more and more against them as this game goes on. Clock definitely not on their side. Down 32 points right now. Kick coming in for Lexington. Gonna bounce out of bounds. And that'll be a flag. Looks like Lexington is asking for it to be enforced at the spot of the penalty, or at the spot of the kick, as opposed to a re-kick. Stevens, only one man lined up with him in the backfield. Not Hamber with another run there, taken down in the backfield, unfortunately.
All right. Now I think you got to try some sort of pass play. Like, your run game hasn't been going anywhere.
On the past 3 drives, too, it hasn't really looked that impressive. I feel like you need to at least show some looks, back them off of you, you know what I mean? Because even if you're just showing run plays, they're just going to keep on you. Give them a reason to give your quarterback some space.
Scarborough brought down by J.P. Sullivan. Yard, 3rd and 12.
Here we go. Mendez Stevens joining the huddle again. Third and long. Another familiar situation here for Lexington. Looking downfield is Nelson Steven. Having to take the ball up himself. The pocket collapsing there. Able to gain the first down, though. Good on his feet is Nelson Steven.
Okay, that was the first positive play in a long time we've seen from the Lexington offense. So they got to keep their foot on the gas because this clock is really running down. We're going to go down to about 3 minutes left in the quarter.
I'm shocked that we're not seeing more of a hurry-up offense out of Lexington, but then again, we haven't really seen that out of them all year. Seems like that's not really their wheelhouse, not really their play style. Another attempt at the run play, getting eaten up in the backfield. O-line just not really able to keep the Reading defense out of the backfield. Now 2nd and 11 for Lexington. Here's a snap. Director Mendez Stevens again, no luck. This is honestly, I think this is a little bit questionable coming out of here from Lexington, trying to keep the ball on the ground, keeping this clock still running, not really making attempts to get out of bounds or stop the clock at all.
Yeah, I think it's definitely questionable. I think if you were just watching the game and not knowing what the score is, you'd think Lexington would be winning based off how much clock they're eating up.
Yeah, it really is something that we've both noticed throughout this year is Lexington really tends to, even in times where they should be hurrying up, tends to take their time to focus, try to make a play. And while it does work out for them every now and again, they are able to make something happen. This time, Steven just getting eaten up in the backfield, the pocket collapsing on him, had to leave it, and immediately getting taken down.
That was Patrick Duras, number 8 for Reading. He's been one of the guys we've seen everywhere on this Reading defensive line. He's made play after play after play. And they got to try to work. They got to run some plays that don't involve him. Lexington does. Whether it's throwing the ball or just running the ball to the other side of the field or whatever, they got to figure something out because ever since the first quarter, it has not been working.
Lexington getting in early twice and just not able to keep the pace, unfortunately. Another kick coming out here from Lexington. Going to be a short kick and an unfavorable bounce here for Lexington, unfortunately. Ball going to be placed somewhere around the Lexington 40. About the Reading 42, 43, I would say, maybe. Oh, no, that's actually about 37.
Reading ball.
Time for the Lexington defense really needs to make a stop here. 30 seconds remaining in this half, or in this quarter, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, their chances of winning the game are going down to almost dead zero. And I think at a certain point, you're just playing for pride because nobody wants to give up 50 points on their own home field.
In what could be one of their last games of the season. Obviously, we'll have one more game next week, I believe. But
looks like we have a change at quarterback. That is number 3, Shea Donahue. I do not see James Murphy out there.
Maybe giving Murphy a chance to rest. You're already in a pretty secure lead. I think it's probably a safe bet to give the man some rest. He's been running very well recently. And that'll bring us down to the end of the third quarter here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. The Reading Rockets leading about 46 to 14 for the Lexington Minutemen. We will be right back. Getting in here for the fourth quarter here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field. Lexington currently down 46 to 14 to the Reading Rockets. Oh, play was already whistled dead. Unfortunately, the ball did come loose, but the play was whistled dead before. So bring up 3rd and 6 for Reading. Defense able to make a stop here. We'll see if Reading is either going to go for it or end up kicking the ball away. I wouldn't be shocked to see them kick the ball away here. Not really much Lexington to do with it with only 10 minutes, 50 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, this doesn't surprise me. When there's 11 minutes left and you're up by 32 points, I think you're okay to just kick it off.
Not really in any concern to give them good field position or anything like that. Although, alternatively, you could also do whatever you want at this point. And just go for it if you so choose. But, choosing to kick it away, Lexington will take the ball up at their own 30-yard line.
Lexington will take over on the 30-yard line.
Lexington's offense is taking the field. And there's Steven waiting for the snap. One man in the backfield, looking downfield. Pass over the top. Flag down in the backfield, though, as well. Looks like that might be a personal foul coming in on the defense. I don't know. I didn't see what caused that flag to come down, but actually looks like the offense is walking back a bit. Yeah, this might be a personal foul on the offense, unfortunately. We'll see what the head ref says. Pushing the back by the offense. So that will be a 10-yard penalty. A tough loss for Lexington. That is brutal.
Lexington's penalty, 10 yards, 1st and 20.
Lexington not really catching a break. Now going to be 1st and 20 with 8:23 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Maud Hanbury taking it out of the backfield, finding a gap, gaining some speed, able to get some space, trying to make a little bit of a head fake there across half line, but able to make it across the midfield point.
I mean, mean, that run, it looks like it was just designed to get at least a few of those yards back that they lost on the penalty. I don't think they envisioned it going for that many yards, but they'll definitely take it.
And it appears that we have a running clock right now due to the score being what it is. So it looks like this game will be... Now, if you're Lexington, you're just looking to get into the end zone. You're playing for pride at this point, trying to prove that you didn't go down against what is arguably one of the better teams in your division swinging. Because this team is... Reading will remain undefeated by the end of this game and has proven why. They are a very strong team. Keeping up on his feet.
Joseph Saw on the carry.
Joseph Saw carrying the ball there. Second and 5 coming up here for Lexington. Nelson Steven calling for a motion. So, able to break the tackle.
Joseph Saw. Brought down by Sean Crowley.
6 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 7 now. Loss of yards on that play. Mendez Stevens talking to the coach, trying to drop a play. Nelson Steven calling for the snap. Looking downfield, got some time. Overthrew Reese Scarborough, unfortunately. Open, he was open, just a little, expecting him to continue that run, continue that route he was on. A little bit of a miscommunication there between the quarterback and his receiver. Now, if you're Lexington, I just say you go for it here. You got nothing to lose at this point.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. I mean, the game is over, but if you want some good in-game practice in a fourth down situation, this is a perfect time for it.
And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Mendez Stevens staying on the field. Here comes the snap. Looking downfield. Finds a gap, able to run with it. Able to pick up the first down as well as Mendez Steven.
Nelson Mendez stepping. Lexington a first down.
Able to gain the first down there for Lexington. Clock still running. Bringing us down to about 4 minutes, 30 seconds here. Lexington retaking the line with 4 minutes remaining here. Probably going to try and just run out the rest of this clock before letting Reading back on the field. Joseph Suh with the ball carry. Able to gain to about 5 there.
Brought down by Dan Robinson.
Maybe 3, actually. Here comes the snap from Lexington. High snap for Stevens. Shoveled it back to Joseph Suh with some space. Taken down right at like the 7-yard line, I would say.
That was quite the play design from Lexington. Mendez Steven, he caught that ball and he started off by faking a toss to Suh. He decided to run with it himself, so then all the defenders went towards him, but then he decided to actually throw it back to Suh, and it worked for a great gain.
Absolutely, and I think that it was no illegal pass there because he was throwing it backwards, so it was a backwards lateral technically instead of a pass, because I believe Stevens had crossed the line of scrimmage there. Here comes Lexington on their own on the 5-yard line. Trying to get into the end zone, and they do. Joseph Suh getting it across the line to score.
Touchdown, Lexington, Joseph Suh.
That'll bring us down to 2 minutes left with Lexington trying to get another point on the board. So if you're Lexington, that's a point of pride to take home with you. You played a very tough opponent today in Reading. The kick after is good.
Yeah, this was definitely not an easy game for Lexington. They definitely knew this game wouldn't be easy. And it's nice that they got the touchdown just to make the loss a little less worse for them. I mean, this is the kind of game that you learn from. Yeah, it's never easy when you're thrown into a situation where you have to play a team as good as this with a quarterback as good as this and really an entire offense as good as this Reading team is.
Yeah, and it looks like they're still letting the clock run right now, so this kick return may end up being our last or second to last play because we only have 45 seconds left on the clock, depending on how this kick return goes. Tough game for Lexington, but you're going up against an undefeated opponent who has shown that they are probably one of the strongest teams in the division that you're playing in. Good boot. Calls for a fair catch. And that will likely bring us to the end of the game.
Timeout, Lexington.
Lexington forcing a timeout here. Getting 10 seconds left on the clock. So they will force Reading to come out and take a knee.
Not really sure what the point of that is, but
nor was I, but Reading couldn't just come out and take a knee. Only 10 seconds left. Game's over. I guess if you're Lexington, you want to end with your defense on the field instead of just kind of waiting around with your special teams. Players from both sides taking the field. Reading actually having people line up on the outside, surprisingly enough. Not just taking the knee here, going to go for a run, but it's effectively the same thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Minutemen 21.
And that will bring us to the end of the game. Reading Rockets 46, Lexington Minutemen 21. That was the full game here at Dr. Harold Crumb Memorial Field, rescheduled to today. Tough loss for Lexington.
yeah, no doubt. I mean, they knew how tough this game was going to be, and it didn't go their way. You just got to learn from this game and move on, focus on the next one.
Yep, and be here again for next week. All right, that'll do it for us, folks. Thank you, and have a great night.